What's the trade secret you know from working the industry? Most electronic medical records allow providers to put pop-up warnings in your chart if you act verbally or physically aggressive. If you yelled at the ER nurse in 2017, the medical assistant you called today begging for last-minute appointment can see it. Casinos don't need to cheat. We have already rigged the game against you. When you order at a drive-thru, the microphone stays on until you move forward, so everyone inside the store with the headset on can hear your conversation until you leave the ordering area. We actually did find and file that bug in your favorite video game. Our leadership just decided it was okay to ship with it. Calls are not being answered in the order received. And let me guess, it's not unusually high call volume, it's that they just haven't hired enough people to actually answer all the calls in a reasonable time frame. The urine pregnancy test you take at the doctor's is the same as the Dollar Tree one. When you play match 3 games, like Candy Crush Saga, after beating a few levels the game will make it impossible for you to continue. You will be getting impossible odds. If you put your device aside and return after several hours or a day later, you will find the previously impossible level to be easy as fuck. It is a mechanism to prevent people from burning through hundreds of levels in one go. For every publicly announced data breach, whether that be a confirmed leak or the identification of a security flaw, there are 50 other such incidents that companies swept under the rug. Data security is complicated, and most organizations don't have the proper expertise to secure their data. Most sweet and sour sauce from Chinese restaurants is literally just ketchup, white vinegar and honey. If you want to book a rental car, but they're sold out, book it for a week or 2 longer than you actually need it, and then just return the car early, and you'll only get charged for the time that you had it. All the systems owned by Enterprise Rent-A-Car, Enterprise, Alamo and National automatically open up their system to long-term reservations, and will make sure you get a car over someone who only booked in for a day or 2. Worked there for 2 years. It's a dirty business, but at least I learned a lot of rental hacks. On any piece of machinery, if the welds you see look like shit, the welds you don't see are even worse. Tourism industry here. Look up when peak season is for the destination you're looking at. There are usually cheaper prices at the beginning and end of the season. Try to book at the beginning of the season. Seasonal workers work themselves ragged and are usually completely burnt out at the end. At the beginning of the season, everyone is stoked to start making money again. Worked in high-end golf clubs for years. Almost all politicians register their handicap scores under a false name. The United States Golf Association handicap records are technically public information, and people would be pretty pissed if they knew how much time these guys actually spend playing golf. Movie industry. Unless you are absolutely breathtaking in your audition, which does happen. Don't get me wrong. There is a list of 30 people each studio prioritizes to be in their major films. Most fossils in museums are replicas. These days they're usually plastic casts from silicone molds of real fossils, but 3D printed replicas made from high resolution scans are becoming more and more a part of things. If you ship through FedEx Express, if you're sending many packages/envelopes to a single stop, ship one priority overnight, and the rest standard. They'll be delivered together with the priority package. If a medical professional ever suggests you get a second opinion, for instance a nurse at the doctor's office, it can be code for they are concerned about the quality of the medical care you are currently receiving, and that you really should get that second opinion. Not sure if any of this is a secret, but if you can't find a book at your local library, ask the reference librarian to do an interlibrary loan. They have access to large networks of libraries that are able and willing to share materials, sometimes even across state lines depending on the sort of library in request. Arcade crane games have knobs inside that let you control how strong the claw grabs. So you basically make the claw really weak strength, and then there's a setting in the motherboard to make the claw go full power after a certain amount of plays. Whatever the arcade or owner decides how often they want people to actually win. The US military wastes an extraordinary amount of money, and not necessarily on weapons or personnel or anything like that. Every year, commanders must submit their total spending for the previous year. If they did not spend the granted amount, they lose it next year. So for example, if a commander is granted 5 million for his building, but he only spends 4 million, his next budget will drop to 4 million. This results in commanders ordering expensive stuff in bulk, replacing good furniture and equipment, and enacting pointless construction projects such as a parking lot that they don't need. When moving into a new rental, before you move anything in, take a video of your walkthrough and mention and point out everything and anything. Mark the date, time, and address. If they give you a small form to write on, make your own. This can save you lots of issues when you move out. If your IT guy sounds annoyed, there's a good chance it's because he spent way too much time fighting with management telling them not to do the thing that caused your problem. Kids' grades at private academies and schools get changed so they don't get pulled out by the parents. In recording studios, very rarely is a vocal sung all the way through. What you're hearing is each line punched in individually, almost always. Thanks for watching the video. For more content like this, please subscribe, like, and share the video and push the notification button.